All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to example 2. Here we're going to be finding joint and marginal relative frequencies. Really, all that means is we're finding the probability of each category. So a junior attending, what's the probability? Well, 42 out of 220 people responded, so we would have a 0.191. or 19.1%. A junior not attending, by the way, just to make sure we're clear, I got the 42 from up here that were attending and the 220. We're just using the same table we did in example 1. We're just turning it into frequency rather than, or think of it like probability, but this is the frequency at which they responded. So this is the result of an experimental, not a theoretical probability. So we're going to take the 64 and the 220, and we're going to compare that, and we're going to find out that that's a 0.291, or about a 29.1% frequency. We got seniors at 77 out of 220, and that comes to about I'm still in highlighter mode. I thought I clicked here. 0.35 or a 35% frequency. So the frequency is, again, it comes from experimental. It's how often did something happen? How frequent was it is a way to think of the frequency. This means that 35% of the time they were responding, senior responded that they were attending. And here, the last one, we're going to be able to see that we're going to take our 37 and that same 220, and we are going to go ahead and find out that 0.168. Now, you could add up these frequencies in each row. You could add up the frequencies in each column. But what you could also do is take the same frequency of, let's say, 106 over here off to the side, and compare that to the 220, the 114 to the 220, the 119 to the 220, the 101 to the 220, and that's where these frequencies would have come from. And when you compare 220 to 220, you get 100% or 1, because 1 is 100%. It's just decimal form. So this is how we find the joint and marginal relative frequencies. Really, all you're finding out is how often did something happen. You do that by comparing the number of times, in this case, a junior said they were going to attend, to how many people were asked. So this occurs with experimental probability, and it is the results on how frequent something happened. So that is the frequency at which something occurred.